Hello. So, I want to make a video describing a little bit of my thoughts right now because I'm like really commenting a lot on a lot of videos. Um, so basically, what I said, I was basically arguing about like the Bible and if it's true or not, or like I don't know, just it's like there's so much weight that comes along with that. Like either you're like you believe this or you believe that, or like you're for it. Like it's just so many different like views, but yet they're so the same. You know what I mean? But like the thing that bothers me is like first off, I know for a fact there's a creator. I know for a fact, without a doubt, 100%. And I know that creator has higher consciousness or higher intellect or whatever, intelligence. And he's like the chess player. He's the game designer. He writes the code. He's the programmer. So, that's just what it is. That's what it is. And, now do I personally believe, Jesus was a man born from a virgin and, taught this doctrine and, was chosen from the creator and, all his 5 testimonies or 5 parables or whatever. It's really not that many parables he talks about and stuff. And then the way he teaches, and he only taught in parables, and it doesn't make any real sense for, I don't know. I can't really even say that. What I want to say is it doesn't make any sense that, the creator would create someone and then he died so we could all be saved. Now, honestly, do I think there's a divine judge? Yeah, I think there is. Why wouldn't there? Like, why wouldn't there? They created you. They all want you to have love. They all want what's best for you. You know what I mean? They all want you to experience the best of the best. For the most part. I mean, maybe not. Maybe that's not your story. Maybe you respond differently. Maybe you have, your spirit is different. It's whatever. We're very resilient. And, like, when it comes to our spirits anyways, it's like most of us, it's very vast in, like, its ability to adapt and improvise and make, you know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm getting at, really. So, basically, let me go to this, okay? This guy was talking about, like, we were arguing about, well, not really arguing, we were talking, communicating, like you should, like adults, communicate, not call names, not just shut down, not say something and then close off, like communication, actually, like, asking questions and speaking and educating each other and having, like, somewhat of a conversation with, like, 2 thinking minds put together and like not, condemn one for thinking a certain way or condemn another and just being like, okay, well, that's cool. Like, this is A, B, and C why I think this way. This is A, B, and C why I think that way. Okay, well, that's cool. You have your right to your opinion. Okay, well, I think A, B, and C over here because the way you think about A, B, and C. And it's like, well, I think A, B, and C also. Well, what do you think about this? Does this A, B, and C sound right to you? Like, well, what do you say about that? Like, does that make you think at all? Like, no, not really, because A, B, and C didn't do that, and A, B, and I already believe in A, B, and C. It's like, well, what is belief? Like, what's it matter? Like, I don't know, man. Like, that's what I'm trying to explain. That's like a debate. That's not, I don't know. It's hard to have a debate with anybody, actually. Maybe I don't try enough. Maybe I need to try to have more debates with people or something. But there's just so much information out there, man. There really is right now, man. And I don't think, I really think we're all not, like, informed very much. And honestly, me personally, like, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but, like, I know a creator exists and whatever. Like, for me personally, man, like, okay, this is a little bit of my testimonial, okay? Because I always share about it because it's very important to me. It has affected me deeply on every level. It literally made me into the person I am today. I am so resilient. I am so spiritually well off. But yeah, I still struggle like everybody else with everything like the system creates and just being human in general. Like, we just go through ups and downs. Like, not every day is perfect. And maybe if we had an abundance of things and, like, everybody loved on each other and everything was about love and giving and helping, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean you got to be perfect. It doesn't mean you got to be a pushover, Like, it's just, like, how I just don't understand how some people don't understand, like, how to be like healthy or good in general. But that goes, oh my God. See, there's so many facets of it. It's like, I don't even know what kind of point to make because it's just, I just have so many freaking things that could branch off of it. You know what I mean? Everything I'm saying right now, you could have an opinion or say, well, this doesn't make sense or that. You know what I mean? And then I'll just throw another thing off like, well, this and that. And we can get into a deep-ass conversation. You know what I mean? And that's the depths of spirituality. That's the depths of your consciousness. Your consciousness has levels. You know what I mean? Most people are on level 1 right now or level 2. Like, a lot of people can go down to level freaking 100. Or have they ever even been down to level 100? You know what I mean? Have they been there? Have you been to level 100? Have you been in the depths? And that's where, like, I'm talking about, like, the creator in spirituality, comes from. Like, you never hear that mentioned in the Bible. What I'm telling you right now. That our consciousness has depths. Where does it say that? So, going off of that, if you got a comment, please drop a comment. So, this guy was talking about Noah's Ark, whatever, the flood, all these cultures talk about a flood. And I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? That's one thing the Bible, obviously is true because, or maybe it's not true. I'm not sure if it's true or not. But I'm just saying that a lot of cultures have accounts of that. Like, a lot of cultures from what we know. And it's like, okay, well, how about this? If you want to think like that and you want to think flood, okay. Well, how about, like, we're in a flood right now, okay? With depression, repression, starvation of love, division, emotional, like, attacks, spiritual attacks. Like, our brains are being flooded now. We're in the flood. We're in the flood. We are in the flood. We have to swim through this ocean. Like, and what I mentioned at the end, like, we really are. And what I mentioned at the end was, like, what it boils down to is, what is your life raft, and does it suffice? What do you have to live in this flood besides, oh, I go to work, I come home, I feed my family? I don't know. It's like, what does that do? Like, that doesn't help you stay above water in a flood. Just getting money, like, getting money. And most people are brainwashed into thinking like, I got to be a slave. I got to go to 9 to 5. I got to get a good job. I got to do this. That's my life. That's my purpose. No one wants to do. Not even like. It's just so ass backwards the way the system's set up. Like, and I'm not saying I have I don't know. It's just like and also personally, I believe that our creator, like, I don't think anything is like random chance. I think whatever is happening now and has happened and is in the future. Like there's only so many different scenarios like a human being can actually go through. Like with all the different kinds of personalities and traits and all this stuff. Like there's only so many different like situations and circumstances one could do throughout all time. So, that being said, I honestly don't think like this system with all this fail safes like that can't implode on itself. Like, okay, we find out the Earth is flat. Okay, what are we gonna do? We're gonna group up. We're gonna start forums. Like, yeah, that's only freaking 1%, 2% of the population. And then even if freaking 5 years from now, which I hope not, but I hope everybody can wake up to it. But like maybe in 5 years from now, hypothetically speaking, if you want to get on any other truth community stuff, like, or truth of anything in general, or like people searching for like people are so busy with the hustle and bustle, like they can't stop to do this. They don't want to listen to it. Like nobody, they're too busy filling their void. They need to fucking eat. They need to have sex. They need to focus on getting a house and kids and not being a good father and not understanding anything and thinking they know things and telling their kids what to do and controlling them, being control freaks and thinking they know what's best and don't run across the street and you know what I mean? And then they turn their kids over to the system and you know what I mean? It's not like they're not good people. I think a lot of people are good people. I think everybody's a good person. But honestly, I believe this system is set up with so many fail-safes in it. Like the system we're in, the way that, you can find out about a true thing or uncover a lie in the system and it gets shut down. Like there's multiple murder accounts. If you know anything, like people get murdered when they go against the government or have like something that could hurt them. Like just like right away. Like, well, not right away, but most like. And it's like, there's so many fail-safes, man, that keeps it going, man. And it's like, the creator, like, put this here for the people who are, like, spiritually strong to stand up and fight against them. You know what I mean? And fight. And, like, maybe not. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I just can't see this. I can't see this happening forever. Like what's going on. Like it's just ridiculous the way things are set up and the way things are and like how it's to this point. It's just almost comical on how like things are. Like it's ridiculous. It's like, how can you think this is like... What is this? Like, this is starving. Sorry. I'm sick from the world. This is starving me of my creator given, because I don't even want to say God. I'm just going to say creator. Because it's the creator. He just created things. He created us. He created everything. You know what I mean? It's starving us of love. No one even knows how to love. No one even knows how to love on someone else. And the only way, from my experience, like for me, no, not even. For me, not the only way. For me personally, that the thing I understand, because I didn't know nothing. When I was 22, I thought I fucking knew what shit in life. Yes, 22, you think, yeah, you're still a baby. I understand for old people, if you're watching this. For young people, you're like, 22, I know fucking everything, and I'm 18. Science, school taught me everything, and blah, blah, blah. Like, actually, like, really, at 22, I had a fucking mental breakdown. Oh, I should not be cussing, because I want this video to go out to people, kids. But I'm sorry, let me refrain from cussing. So when I was 22, I thought I knew everything. My whole paradigm, my whole mind was shooken up. Like, I literally started on a deeper level of some kind of higher consciousness intervened in my life. And I'm not talking about like intervened like, oh, they say at church, hallelujah, oh, I hear the Lord speaking to me right now. He's giving me a prophecy. Oh, yeah, you got to stand up. You got to be strong. No, I'm not talking about that. Okay? I'm talking, seriously, I'm not talking about that, okay? Because honestly, when they start talking like that, I'm like, how do you, what? Like, what? That's just not something, like, if the creator told you something, I don't think he would tell you to say that. I think he would tell you, like, something a little more intelligent and a little more productive and a little more, like, oh, I'm not stuck in a system kind of viewpoint. Like, we can never do something about this problem that's going on, and we just gotta accept it. And that's literally what they're saying. Like, oh, we gotta stand. Oh, you have all the power in the world. It's like, yeah, like, what are we gonna do with that power then? Yeah, good thing, church. Oh, nice people. Let me walk out of here. Yeah, let me feed the poor. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, anyways, I thought I was 22, right? I was 22. I thought I knew things. I thought I knew love. I thought I knew how to be. I thought I knew something. I thought I knew anything, like just a little bit of something. And then I realized, because this higher consciousness came in my life, things started happening. Synchronicity started happening. Like, things were like, the universe was talking back to me. It was literally talking, and like it was like what I was thinking at the perfect, like right at the split second I was thinking things, like literally in synchronicity, it would come out in the world. It would, like, everywhere, everything would happen. And like, I felt my spirit like being trained like as a warrior with everything around me. Just certain things would happen to me, and it would like, it was so weird, and it was so strengthening, and I felt it building something up inside of me. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was real or not. I didn't understand. I didn't have no truth. And then I realized before that everything I knew, or I thought I knew, especially about love and people and in general of life, like, was a lie. Like, everything I knew. And I'm 29 now, so that was 7 years ago. Everything I knew was a lie. I knew nothing. Like, I didn't understand anything. And then I realized that people around me can't see truth either, or understand like this higher power or what's going on, or, you know what I mean, or like how prevalent he really is, and how he could literally intervene, and he like shows you the language of the universe, which is like, you can see through spiritual, you have spiritual warfare, you learn spiritual warfare. But yeah, I'm human. I fail. I'm not perfect. There's so many things I don't do right. There's so many things I don't have. There's so many things that prohibit me. There's so many things within me, personally. Fear, like, not enough love in myself, not enough drive, not enough ambition to maybe like go out and work this system or be a part of this system that I think is fucking bullshit anyways, but it's really not, because it could work for you if you wanted it to, I guess. I don't know. Is that cool? Is that what my life purpose? I don't know. I don't think so. No, I honestly don't think anybody was here to I don't think, like, to just work for a living and just work 9 to 5 and do the grind and live in a house and get paid like all your money. Like, meanwhile, all the elites have all the freaking money. You know what I mean? They have all the money. They control everything. They pull all the strings. They give you all the news. They give you all the media. You know what I mean? They do what they want. They lie to you. Like, I don't see any other way besides, like, for us to fight back as spiritual beings, as us, like, the good. Let's not even say the saved versus the unsaved, the godly versus the ungodly. Just good people. Like, if you have love in your heart, if you have prosperity, if you have just a good, like, if you plant good seeds, if you want good to prosper, if you want what's best for everybody, like, even if it's not what's best for you, in any certain situation, anything, freedom is love. Like, letting people do or make the mistakes they have to make to get to the point where they're at. Like, and just letting them do that. And understanding, like, I have no control over that. But, like, I don't know if that, like, I don't think that actually backs up my point that I'm trying to make. Probably not. But, I don't see any other way besides, like, people, like, I don't know. I personally believe, honestly, and I don't know if it's not, like, I personally believe I was trained by a higher power. I was trained, like, for something in life. I don't know my purpose. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I honestly don't know. I don't even know if whether you want to believe it or not, or whether you believe me, or whether you believe, like, this magical power that happened and, like, things could literally, like, happen in real time that I'm thinking, and a higher power could talk through me. It's not like he was talking to me in a like as a conversation. Like, he was, well, I don't know, not necessarily. It was talking through other people. It was like the world started to like form to my, not even my liking, because it wasn't my thoughts. It was like some higher being thoughts. It was not them. It was not the people talking, or maybe it was, or maybe, I don't know. It was just like you could feel everything shifts, like the whole energy shifts. Things start happening, like. And then people are literally like right there in front of you, and everybody's still living, and everything's going on, and no one notices this shit happening. Like, wow, this is happening to me. Like, no one notices this shit. Like, no one notices, like, this is divine right here. Like, there's no doubt about it. There's no question about it. Like, this is freaking divine. And, like, people just go on like they're just... And then they would never admit something like that happening, because then that would go against all their beliefs, or they don't know. They're scared, because when I freaking first had it happen to me, I was scared too. Like, when I started seeing all this divineness, I got scared as shit. I didn't know how to accept. I didn't know how to handle that. That's too much. Like, system overload. You get scared right away. No doubt about it. You get scared. Bible, Christian thumpers or not, man, if they seen God literally clearly in their life, working in their, like, not even just, not like, oh, God worked in my life because this job opportunity worked for me. Like, no, literally, like, him talking to you, like, things bugging out around you. Like, let me check my battery real quick. Oh, it won't show me my battery. I don't know how long it's been plugged in. But things bugging out around you, like, you get scared. Straight up, you get scared. Because, you know what? It knows more than you. You're naked. You're naked when it comes to everything. And it's in control of you. Roseanne? Hey, can I get a cigarette? I'm over here smoking a cigar. So, what if...
I don't have any.
Oh, no? Alright. Okay, so... So what I was getting to was, like, just the scaredness. There's the overwhelmingness of it. It's just... It's so overwhelming. And, like, these are things you can't talk about with normal people. And, like, the funny thing is, like, at the time, I didn't know how to communicate this stuff. Like, I felt like I was, like, a baby. Like, I really did. I felt like I didn't know how to communicate what was going on inside of me, what I was feeling. I didn't know how. Something was... I was, like, chained up. Like, literally, I was chained up. and I couldn't communicate what I was feeling and thinking and seeing. Like I couldn't. Like, and I don't know what created them chains. I don't know what was like holding me back. I don't understand. Like, was it the indoctrination I received like from life? Like, what was chaining me up to this, and how did I break through that? I still didn't break through. What happened to me? Actually, I had two very spiritual experiences. One good. The second one was really good too. And this was for months at a time. And then the second one, I panicked at the end because it got the opposite. It got really bad, really fast, like real fast, like really bad, like really like under attack kind of stuff. And I panicked and committed a crime. So that wasn't very cool. So for me, and it wasn't a good, but like I look back on it now and I see like the whole grand scheme of it, how like it was kind of what I needed, or maybe it wasn't what I needed, but it's what happened. Like that's what it was. That's where I'm at. That's the existence I live in. I don't think there's any other way things could have happened, or even if they did, it doesn't matter. The past is perfect. There is no, like, you can't change the past. And that took me years to realize too. Like, you can't. Like, you need to not live in the past. You need to live in the present. You need to live in the moment at all times, 100% of the time, every time. Moment, 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 moment. The minute you start going to the past is the minute you're not here. You're not in the moment. You're not in reality. You're in the past. You're not living in the moment. You're not here. You're giving power to something that has no power. And you're giving your power away. And you're going in the depths. You're going in the waters. The waters of your mind, the oceans in your mind, the depths, like I was explaining earlier, like the levels, like you're going back, you're jumping in the water, you're going for a swim, and whatever you get out of there, I don't know, it's like, I learned a lot personally from going in the waters. I wouldn't suggest it. I drowned multiple times. Well, not multiple times. I drowned, and I don't know. I'm going to say I drowned, but sorry guys, I gotta smoke a cigar because I ran out of my vape juice, and I'm sleeping at my dad's house because I want to see my nephew. And I babysit at my niece's today, so I'm kind of over here like hanging out, trying to be a good uncle, and just, what I mean, give to people, what I can, and give my gift of just me to everybody, which no one really appreciates, really, for the most part. I mean, I don't know, it is what it is, I try my best to be like the shine brighter than the sun. It's just like, some people just don't want you to shine, man. Like, most people don't, actually. They don't want to see you be more than them. And then that question's like, what are they scared of? Where's their belief? Where's their, we're all in this together. We all are, man. We're all in this together, and that's what we gotta realize. As people, man, like, we're all in this together. Like, it's so hard to, like, want what's best for someone, for certain people. Like, they're just scared. They gotta protect what's theirs. They gotta get what's theirs first. Like, I don't know. They have an innate, like, need to be right and be more and have more and not need you. That's what society's breeding nowadays. People that don't need anybody else. Like, I don't need you. I don't need, like, and then the freaking the most atheistic, non-believing, you know what I mean? You know, selfish people are, like, thriving in this system because, like, they're just so self-consumed that they want what's best for them, and they'll go to any lengths to get it. Doesn't really matter about you. It's like, it all matters about me, and they get stuff that I never, like, ever get. So it's like, it's funny. It's funny, really, man. It's really funny, actually, how that works. So, like, that's like the Matrix kind of we're in. So, not well. I don't know, the concoction, the brewing. That's what brew we're in. I don't know. That's what's like. That's what's like. That's what most spirits are acclimated to, like the not so good, the, like, you know what I mean, like the opposite of what you should do, and you know what I mean. It's cool to, like, only think about yourself and be an asshole and shun people, and you know what I mean. I'm not saying don't have self-worth. Like, you could have tons of self-worth, and you could not put up with people's stuff, and, like, doing it in a loving way. Like, some people you can't talk to at all about that stuff. You just got to disconnect yourself from them, like, period. You just got to disconnect, because they, you know what I mean? And that's, so it's just so hard. Like, I feel like right now, like, I don't know, I'm trying to, like, solve the world's problems, like, all at once. Like, it's such a big task to do, and I've thought that way plenty of times. I thought God was telling me how to do it. And it's just like, now that I sit back with a logical and, like, more slowed down mind, because my mind was very sped up at that point. My, like, my thoughts were running rampant, and they were on hyperdrive, like, whatever was going on in there, you know what I mean? Whatever consciousness is or whatever. You know, like I said, man, we're all in this, like, spiritual war, man. Whether you want to believe it or not, like, it's happening, man. It's going on. They're using all their tricks and secrets, you know, and whatever to keep us where we are, or do whatever they need to do, or keep us divided and scared. We're scared of the light. We're scared of the dark. Or they're trying to get us scared of the dark. Or they're trying to create dark thinking in us. Which, honestly, if you do think dark, it's not wrong. Because I think dark too sometimes. And thoughts are not facts. It does not make me that person. It does not make me evil or a sicko or anything like that. As long as I don't act on anything, it's a thought. It's a thought. No human being is pure. Especially with the system we live in nowadays, it's almost impossible to be pure. And a lot of people fight themselves, like, oh, I shouldn't be thinking like that. Da, 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 da. It's like, you know, just allow yourself to be human and not be perfect. And it's okay, you know, when you are on the good side of the fence. I hate this cigar. Look, I'm filling my void right now with this cigar. I don't even smoke. I got a vape. I've been trying to vape. Well, I have been vaping for, like, almost 2 years now, so I don't even know if that's a different topic. But, you know, I don't really know the point in this. Wow, it's been 34 minutes? Whoa. Holy crap. I feel like I didn't touch on nothing. Like I said, there's levels of consciousness. Like, I got something black in my teeth. And, like, I can go on so long. I have so many thoughts. And I'm telling you, I've been through the depths of consciousness. Like, and I'm not saying I'm smart. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing at all. You know, I know what the divinely inspired intervened and put in my head, and what my spirit meshed with it. You know, my spirit like did what it did with it. Like he just seen something. I don't know. I'm not gonna say he's seen something in me that he didn't see in you, or that's why I was shown this. You know, divine orchestration in him or her or it or whatever. I don't know. I never seen a face. Well, actually, I did see an image in a in a window, which was like really unbelievable in itself. So, like, I don't know. You know, the creator is real. You know what I mean? He really is. So, you know, all the other stuff, like you believing a certain thing or believing the Bible or believing this or like everything's about to get saved. Like you need to be saved. Like what define saved? Like what's saved? Are you saved? Like what do you mean saved? Saved what? Well, have you gave your life to Christ? Have you realized like that's all there is him? It's like what? Like he's everything? What do you mean? What? Serious? It's like I understand the principles, the spiritual principles behind Christ. Yeah, them are cool. Yeah, them are good. Them are awesome. Like you should be Christ-like. That's freaking awesome. That's true. But to automatically believe, like, you're saved? I don't know. I don't want to go into that either. I don't know. I spent a lot of time doing this. I could really bounce a lot of ideas, reflect a lot of stuff off of you. I could have very, you know, long. I can have very deep conversations. So hopefully you like this. Subscribe and share. You know, also, and you know, tell your friends, tell whatever. You know what I mean. If you want to have a talk or you know, I'm all for maybe possibly. I don't know. I'm throwing this out there because I don't really know how to work Google Hangouts. Kinda. Maybe I need to fidget with it and have it on my phone. I don't have a computer because I'm kind of poor. So, I don't know. Maybe possibly doing Google Hangouts with someone who could, you know, have a good conversation and could go back and forth, and that would be cool. So, if you're up for it, that's cool too. So, hope to hear from you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, share. Thanks.